Hello, subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Rule the Waves 2 as the United States. So, last part we got into a war with Japan, and we finished that part off with a massive battle in which I don't recall exactly how many of each things we sunk, but it was something like 2 or 3 of their dreadnoughts, 1 maybe 2 of their battle cruisers. They took quite the beating, and all we lost for that battle was, if memory serves me correctly, an armored cruiser, which, if I'm recalling correctly, took a shot to the magazine and exploded immediately. And then I think a destroyer, if I'm recalling correctly, that's all our losses were. It was something like that. We took basically no losses, and they took very heavy losses, especially among their big ships. So we are well ahead of the enemy when it comes to victory points, which is, of course, great for us, not so great for them. At this point, this means that I may be a little bit more picky as to what battles we end up fighting, just for the simple reason that I don't need to fight every single battle. So I may choose to just fight the big, important ones that are actually going to matter. So basically anything where I'm potentially going to have the opportunity to sink their capital ships. And this is assuming, of course, they choose to give me battle, of course. They can always say, no, we're not going to win that, and just refuse to give battle and just give me free victory points, which I'll never complain about, because I love free victory points. Makes my life easier, because then I don't lose anything to gain those. The only thing I miss out on is sinking their stuff, but I mean, I can live without sinking their stuff if it gets free victory points for me. But let's go ahead and see what we get this turn. So we get a coastal raid, battle in support of land combat. I can see them giving me battle here. Estimated they have two dreadnoughts. I have 3. They have no battle cruisers. They could. We'll see. This could actually go either way. And they give us battle, which is great for me. Night has just recently passed, so this means I have plenty of time. We have a bombardment target, as per usual. We've basically already fought this battle once before. So this should be a nice, easy engagement. They may have those battle cruisers, or that dreadnought. Well, those estimated 2 dreadnoughts. But I don't know if they will actually utilize them at all. Because as the last time we fought one of these naval bombardment things, they chose not to actually engage us. They basically sailed north, sunk or damaged a couple of AI-controlled ships, and then sailed off to Hong Kong for reasons that are completely unknown to me. There we go, that's what I'm trying to do, game, thank you. That should be fine for a search pattern. I'm gonna do light cap for now. I want to maximize the amount of stuff being sent out for trying to find the enemy fleet, because I would like to know where it is, because if I could sink their stuff, I would love to do that. So the Ohio's gonna have to sail into the wind to be able to launch its stuff. Now, I don't know what the range is of our Seagull Bs off the top of my head. I don't think I can pull it up here to see. Okay, well, great. We spotted an enemy ship, and yeah, this doesn't show me their range, so I got no idea. And the game, for whatever reason, doing that, decided to move me to looking in Africa. That's probably a transport. That's probably destroyers. I'm pretty sure that's not a light cruiser. I think that's a destroyer game. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm 90% certain that's probably a destroyer. No, actually, that could be a light cruiser. No, it was in fact a destroyer, but the one that was marked as a destroyer is in fact a light cruiser. And it's a kind of crappy design, as per usual with the Japanese. They don't have good designs. They have yet to understand how to design ships that are actually good. Oh, no. No transports in this mix. It's all destroyers and a light cruiser from the looks of it. Oh, I didn't notice you guys, apparently. I saw something about a Destroyer Division 9. Do I have a Destroyer Division 9? I do. Oh, those are the guys over there. The guys that were originally escorting the battle cruisers. That thing being marked as an AV, I think, might actually be a transport. Now, I don't think my fighters have bombs. No, they don't. But I think I'm going to actually switch us now to no search, focus on cap, because I know they have an airfield here in Takao. Kind of get the feeling these guys might actually be fleeing. I mean, that's fine with me. I would love to sink them, but I'm okay if they just run away. We did get hit on the Izumi. Well, I don't know if it's the Izumi, but the Izumi class, at least, we did get a hit on. O'Brien has spotted a unknown ship, and what is this report? That report is for a transport. This is a report from a scout of a light cruiser, 4 destroyers rather, and 2 transports. That could be accurate. Whoops. Lexington is a little too far out. Because I told it to sail a bit away, but kind of forgot to tell it to turn back in afterwards. I think the Izumi might be going down. It seems to be slowing down quite a bit. But okay, that may have just been me. Little wishful thinking on my part, potentially. I haven't been paying attention to the log to see if we've been getting any more hits. Oh, can't, that button is for land-based carrier air patrol, which is not what I'm looking for. One, because I don't have any land-based aircraft that could actually do anything. Yeah, I get the feeling the bulk of their fleet's probably done the same thing, and it's sailing off to Hong Kong for reasons that are unknown to literally everybody. Louisiana's taken a hit at some point. Oh no, it's just turret jam. Never mind. That'll get fixed. Well, maybe it'll get fixed. What's this? Okay. It looks like around the Ohio. Maybe. I don't think that makes sense. Looks like they've got a bunch of torpedo bombers going for the Ohio here, which is annoying. So, could you just not? The Alwyn has spotted a ship that is unidentified, but it's probably a transport, apparently. Why are you a line abreast? I don't want line abreast. You're still struggling to get that turret unjammed, which is kind of not what I'd like to see. Yeah, that's not light damage. That thing's gonna go and sink in a moment. I'm gonna bring the O'Brien and the Cummings back towards the enemy formation. There you go. Now the Louisville finally got its damn turret back and unjammed. Need to get more hits on that Izumi. Oh, how's my Ohio doing? It still seems to be doing fine. We don't have anything else regarding enemy torpedo bombers being sent to attack it. At least I haven't seen them for a little while. I was about to say, what happened to the Izumi? I don't think it blew up. No, it's still there. I kind of want you guys to focus your fire, if you don't mind. I'm going to set you to manual targeting. Focus on the destroyers, thank you. They're a bit more of an annoyance, and I kind of want them gone. You guys should have more than enough ammo to take care of the bombardment target. Especially if you leave it to the battle cruisers. Just sink their destroyers, because these things are... Oh god, I just don't like dealing with them. Destroyers, obviously, as we've seen from when we've done it, they can absolutely wreck big ships. So I want to make sure we sink as many of them as we can, because if the enemy doesn't have very many destroyers, it's going to hamper their ability to damage our capital ships. Is really the simplest way to look at it. Lexington, well, battle cruisers rather, turn back south a little bit. You're going a little too north. Looks like their destroyers are backing out, at least most of them. Looks like we're only going to get one, I'm afraid, which kind of sucks because I would have loved to get more. But I'll take what I can get. We sunk 2 transports. We're going to sink a destroyer. We're going to have damaged the other destroyers and a light cruiser. It's okay. So you go north. Lexington, keep focusing fire on the bombardment target. There we go. Bombardment target is sunk. We're gonna sail back home. Everybody goes south, because obviously that's the fastest way to get home. And we're going to the Philippines. Oops. Armored cruisers, you're going to the Philippines too. Can't forget you. You, feel free to fire on that transport. Also, try to avoid running into mines, because I don't think you guys have torpedo protection, which, granted, I don't think protects you against mines, but nonetheless. Try not to run into any mines. Don't know if we sunk that thing or not, actually. I'm just gonna set everybody to go home at a leisurely 20 knots, because they don't need to be going full speed anymore. Ohio, you mind going home? Well, not going home, but catching up with the rest of the group real quick. No, I kind of would like for you to stop launching your stuff, if you don't mind. It's, not really needed anymore. Oh, what's this? Probably a transport. Squadron max on these destroyers. Yep, it's a transport. Go ahead and sink that real quick. We'll take any points we can get. You guys can shoot at that, you know. It's an enemy. Thank you. Don't know why you guys took so long to decide to shoot. Pretty sure your guns were not obstructed in any way. There we go. he's sinking. And continue on our journey. Go back down to the nice leisurely 20 knots. Okay, where do I have a 3? Somebody. I've got a 3 right here by the Lexington. Lexington apparently did take a hit from an 8-inch gun at some point. Yeah, so you know how I told you to go to light? Just go to max. Screw it. You'll get home eventually. We completed our objective, which was just to destroy that. We did a little bit extra damage, not as much as I would have liked, because if they got their battle cruisers, or their dreadnoughts, or whatever they are, that we estimated that they have in their force here, I would have liked to have sunk those, but I get the feeling they went off to Hong Kong, and I just don't feel like trying to chase them. And as it turns out, no, they in fact did not have them, so this is fine. I know I don't have any. And we are baffled by the problem of transverse arrestor wires and quality 1 10-inch guns. I don't think we use 10-inch guns on anything. Oh yes, we do. The Fredericks have 10-inch guns. And the Houstons as well. Because those are the biggest guns we could put on armored cruisers, so yes. Lockheed has a new fighter. A little bit faster than our Boeing Fireball, and it has a better name. At least for max speed, it has the same cruising speed, and it is horseshit for range. Not touching it. Fighting continues in Formosa. Our submarine has torpedoed a Japanese dreadnought. We didn't sink it, sadly. We only torpedoed and damaged it, which, I mean, is still okay. I would love for you to sink it, if you could be so kind. But still, you're doing okay, I suppose. Still no torpedo bombers for me. Still no torpedo bombers for me. I hate that the AI has torpedo bombers. Yeah. Looks like pretty much all of the AI have torpedo bombers, except for little old me. Convoy attack in support of land combat, and the Japanese refuse to give battle. Can't say I'm surprised. And the Minnesota, which is on the East Coast, so it doesn't have any effect on me, is in the yard with engine troubles. We can secure better terms if we crush them completely. Negotiations founded on mutually unacceptable demands. Better AP penetration. Enemy coastal raid around the Philippines, and they do give us this. And it's 2 armored cruisers against an unknown enemy fleet, which is probably also cruisers and maybe a destroyer or 2. Oh, good. We're not needing to do this at night. Also, Manila, you have an air base, right? You have planes, right? Well, that doesn't actually tell me. Yes, it says you got 20 aircraft, so I'm assuming you're going to launch those at some point. Question's just going to be, do you launch them in a way that's actually useful? Because I'm pretty sure Manila's not on reserve. Manila should be an active airbase. All the ones around the Philippines should be active. Okay, and we are struggling to find the enemy. It's a coastal raid. There we go, finally. I was still heading in the right direction, it just took us forever to actually find them. Oh, did they actually send a lone dreadnought to do this? Well, lucky for them, I don't have... Nope, they sent a light cruiser. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, Lucky for them, I don't have torpedoes on the Fredericks. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to be able to pen the armor on a dreadnought. But no, they sent a lone light cruiser. So this should be a fairly easy battle. And I know it's a lone one because just the way the AI works, well, rather the battle generation, they're not going to attack from multiple directions. So this is in fact the entire fleet, unless they got something that's way back here that's struggling to keep up. Oh, is this a... I imagine this is a rebuild of an old crappy design. Because that is a crappy design. But I don't actually know for certain if, off the top of my head, if the Naniwa is actually a rebuild or not. Because this is the date that this specific model has been built, which means, at the very least, it was rebuilt in 1927, if it's a new model, or if it's a ship that's gone through rebuilds. It could just as easily be a completely new design, for all I know. It has a max speed of 30 knots, so it does outrun our Fredericks. I might send the Fredericks in for a rebuild at some point in the future, just to up their speed if I can. Yep, there we go. He's heavily damaged, on fire. Yep, that's all they sent. Oh, poor Japan. You can't catch up. Unexpected advancements in hull construction, always nice. So, partial welding for some weight savings on the hull. They sunk a Corvette. I don't really mind. I need to design a new Corvette as well, actually. I'll probably do that after the war, maybe. Because I need to replenish our, for lack of a better way to phrase it, stock of Corvettes. Because we have, what? 31, which is still an okay amount, actually, but I could stand to have a better one. Out of curiosity, what could I design it to be? I don't think you can put mines on these, right? Yeah, no. No mines on Corvettes. So actually, I don't think there's really much I could do here. I probably would just say screw it, maybe just build the old obsolete Lake Moores, or Lake Michigans, and send them through the rebuilds. Or probably a new one rather than the ones that the existing ones went through. Although... So the thing is, we've gotten some better armor technology, and that doesn't apply to old designs. Yeah, we'll probably just design a new one. Screw it, it's easier. What's this? Game's taking a little while. I know game. I know that. Thank you. Better 6-inch guns. We use that a lot for tertiaries. Or well, excuse me, secondaries, rather. I'm just going to tell you no to all for now. Suck another Corvette of ours. And Germany enters the war on my side. Well, Germany, I don't need your help. I really don't. I know you're joining because you just want to kick some Japanese arse. Well, ass, whatever. But I don't need your help. I really don't. I'd prefer for you to stay out. Please. Convoy attack. Japanese say no to battle. Japan wants to buy, or not Japan, excuse me. Obviously, it wouldn't be Japan. We're at war. Germany wants to buy some stuff from me. So here's the thing. The reality is, Germany, I probably won't go to war with again anymore if I can avoid it. But they're still a potential enemy, though they are useful in a war against Britain, which I'm gonna want to do at some point, just to knock the British down a few pegs. Yeah, so here's the thing. My understanding is, in a war, you get half of the base capacity of your ally. So your ally gets their full base capacity, and then you get half of it. Germany is a potentially good ally against Britain. France looks like they might be a little bit better. That's probably just because I've beat the crap out of Germany like twice back to back. It's their own damn fault the second time around. But nonetheless. So, I don't know what Germany's total base capacity is in Northern Europe, but I should get half of that is my understanding. We'll give them that tech. Screw it. There we go, all forward main armament. Enables weight benefits from all forward main armaments. Battle cruisers will now have that. We now have finally unlocked twin dual purpose 3 and 4 inch guns, which is nice. Heavy fighting in Formosa. Enemy fortifications are holding up our advance, which is shocking. Sunk a Japanese corvette. The Japanese sunk one of our corvettes. So, see, does this tell me their base capacity? Yes, they have 1,280. So I should get 640 base capacity. In Northern Europe is, again, my understanding. Yeah, here we go. It's actually, yeah, showing it already here. So yeah, you get half of it. What do I have in... So... That is quite a bit more than what I have in Southeast Asia. And I'm actually over my cap in Southeast Asia as well, it should be noted. So, out of curiosity, what do I have on the East Coast? I have 23 ships, 4 dreadnoughts, what is that? 11 armored cruisers, 4 light cruisers, and 4 CVLs. This all, plus a little extra, would be able to fit into Northern Europe. And that's a half-decent fleet, especially once you toss in our German allies in a war against Britain. But I can't exactly abandon the East Coast, which kind of gets in the way here. So I'd have to find some way to be able to move troops to be able to do this. But in theory, it should be possible for me to actually get a sizable fleet into Northern Europe for a war against Britain. I'd probably want to move my fleet there. So I'm not sure if that base capacity, if you only get it while at war, or if you get it during peacetime as well. If you get it during peacetime as well, what I'd probably do is move our forces, or a sizable fleet, into Northern Europe, save the game, and then probably do the same thing I did, I think, when we went to war with France, if I'm recalling correctly. Or maybe I didn't do it with France, because maybe I didn't have to. I don't recall. Where I would just edit the save game to increase tensions. And we'll just use the same excuses as I mentioned in the past, we're a little bit more aggressive in our execution of the concept of the Monroe Doctrine. So we're trying to kick the British out of the Western Hemisphere. That's probably what I would do. I think that'd be the easiest way to do it. But for now, we still gotta finish this war with Japan. It's coming to a close, it should be at least. Oh, they actually gave us battle here, and I wasn't paying attention to what they had. Ooh, wow, okay. Quite a smaller engagement on our part, it looks like. We are only getting 1 armored cruiser and a couple destroyers, which is quite a bit smaller than what we've had when we fought these battles before. Presumably the enemy has an even smaller fleet during this battle, or rather something roughly equal to this or smaller is more accurate. But we do have some AI controlled ships. Now, I don't know off the top of my head if these AI-controlled ships, if they sink, if they're actually sunk, or if it's just, you know, something to make battlefields look a little bit more active. And here's the thing, I don't really want to waste the Houston's ammo, because it doesn't have a ton. Well, it's got a decent amount of AP. You guys can also, I think, pen land targets, because I don't think they actually have any armor. I'm going to go ahead and tell the Houston to just go. Oh, damn it. You guys misunderstood my signal. This is fine. You actually have an arc on that. Wonderful. Jenkins, do you have an arc as well? You don't. You still don't? You don't anymore. That actually looks like that has a half-decent chance of hitting. Which is a little shocking, because I don't think it should. My god, is that actually going to hit? I think that might. Or if it doesn't, it'll just barely miss. Yeah, that's actually kind of close, but it does end up missing, sadly. There you go. High speed has a chance of hitting. We'll toss some more stuff down as well. They broke off. Now, sadly, all of our destroyers just took heavy damage because they decided to misunderstand signals all of a sudden. So, the Cummings has to break off because it's way too damaged. It's not even able to keep up. So it's gonna go east. And then it's gonna go south. Okay, well that's not mine. That's an AI-controlled division. Ah, shit. The Jenkins is also gonna have to break off. And it's gonna have to do the same thing as the Cummings. Okay, you guys drop smoke. I need you to focus on that land target. That is much more important than anything else you can fire on right now. Because that's our objective. What the hell God damn it, guys. Well, the McDougal has no ammo anyway, whatever. Oh, McDougal. Break off so you're not slowing down the Duncan. The Duncan's gonna have to try and sort this out on its own. No, Duncan, get a torpedo off before you sink. There you go. Can you get another one off right before? Nope. Okay. McDougal's also gonna sink, it looks like. Well, that's a shame. Took losses I didn't really want to take, but can't do anything about it, really. And your rudder just got hit. Okay, well that ground... That 8-inch coastal battery shouldn't be able to really hit you much anymore. There we go. You finished your objective. Get the hell out of here. And the Jenkins is sinking. And the Cummings is sinking. I don't know why those two are sinking. They shouldn't have sunk. I wasn't paying attention over here. Maybe they got unlucky and they ran into uncontrolled flooding because I didn't tell them to go at a leisurely pace. And despite not suffering significant damage, they somehow ended up blowing a bulkhead. Because I don't think they suffered any flooding previously. So I'm a little surprised that they managed to then proceed to suffer a bunch of flooding afterwards, but whatever. So, more losses than I should have taken for that. Pretty sure the armor cruiser of theirs escaped. Yeah, it managed to escape. Luckily for us, though, those destroyers are ancient. I don't really give too much about them. It's just kind of whatever, really. I did design a new one, didn't I? I just haven't actually built them. Yeah, let's go ahead and build them now. And hey, at least these things are managing to do something productive. Wonderful. The New Mexico. Where is the New Mexico? It is on the west coast, that's fine. Motor torpedo boats. I've used them. I've never seen them be particularly useful. We'll probably still build them anyway. Douglas has built a new fighter, and oh my god, is it terrible. Also, we've already had the Electra before. It was a Lockheed design. Did Douglas just steal Lockheed's design, give it the same name, and just, you know, touch up the range and whatnot a little bit? How are there heavy... I don't know how we're struggling so much with taking Formosa, if I'm being honest. We really shouldn't be. The enemy is failing miserably at stopping my navy. My navy should just be regularly providing coastal or naval bombardment support of Formosa. You know what? We're pretty far ahead. We should not let them off cheaply. We should press for hard terms. They proceed to still say no. Torpedo protection 3, wonderful. Reduced dud rate for explosive shells, always nice. Still struggling to break through Formosa for reasons unknown to me. Germany gains some VP, which is always nice. Oh. Yeah, Germany. What do you got in the Northeast Asia region? 15, okay, that ain't enough. I was gonna say, maybe I can... Well, actually, I could still do it, technically. Do I want to do it? I could. I could send my West Coast fleet into the Central Pacific to group up with those guys and then send them into Northeast Asia. We'll be well over our base cap there. But it would allow us to potentially fight the Japanese in Northeast Asia and potentially force them into a blockade, which will make our life a hell of a lot easier. If we manage to do that, of course. There's no guarantee we succeed in getting them into a blockade. I think I might do it. But one thing's real quick, before I forget. I know I said no to all of these, but that's just because I didn't really want to do it literally everywhere. I just wanted to do it the places that are active right now. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. We're going to take the West Coast fleet, because let's be real here. Nothing's happened on the West Coast. We're going to send them into the Central Pacific. so that they can group up with the 2 battle cruisers that are there, the Saratoga and the Constellation. Then they're gonna go full steam ahead into Northeast Asia. Oh, the Japanese give us this one, and this one actually should be a decent-sized battle. Yep. Don't know what the hell these guys are doing. I mean, I suppose it's possible they're down this way. We did have them spawn literally right on top of us the last time we fought a battle like this. I don't know. We'll see. We should spot them relatively quick. Okay, the Lexington is kind of low on fuel. It was probably doing its own thing previously. And then, you know, the guys over here on the Kentucky, Nevada, and Rhode Island said, hey, we could use some help. You know, there's an enemy fleet somewhere in this region. You want to help us out? They said, sure. And this is how we ended up here. You know, at least that's my guess as to how it all went down. I have no idea if that is in any way accurate. I'm pretty sure the enemy's going to be up here, though, if I'm being honest. I think that's much more likely than them being down here to the south. Although it's always possible. The game could surprise us. Okay. They're shooting down some of our fighters that are scouting. Good for you, you found a transport. That's not what we're looking for, however. Found more transports. Again, not what we're looking for. Still not what we're looking for. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Reports of enemy battle cruisers. Stop searching. Maximum cap. I'm 90% certain that that is accurate information. There is an enemy fleet somewhere over here. I'm going to delete these reports on the transports because I don't care about them. I only care about this one. So, line ahead, full speed, destroyers. Don't fire your torpedoes just because you want to. Line ahead, full speed. Same with you guys. Ohio can keep doing what it's doing. The Alwyn is to go full speed ahead along with our battle cruisers, who still have a decent amount of fuel. They should be okay for this engagement. Yep, they're definitely up here. We believe that their dreadnoughts are further north, so I'm going to bring my dreadnoughts further north. At least a little. We'll have the southern fleet, whatever we want to call it here, this little squadron, to probably deal with these guys. The other group's going to go further north. Now, my guess would be these guys are actually probably heading north. Our info, the scout said west-southwest, but I'm pretty sure they're actually more than likely going north. Because that's what I would be doing if I was them. Yeah, I'd be regrouping my fleets. Obviously, I didn't do that. But that is what I would do, realistically speaking. That's probably destroyers. Nope, that might actually be their dreadnoughts, which, if so, makes my life easier. Go ahead, drop smoke. And McDougal's down. Because the McDougal can't take a beating. Like, at all. I'm pretty sure that's not going to hit. Break off. McDougal's definitely going to sink, but I'll let it try to escape. No, looks like they may not have actually been doing that. They might have actually had their guys heading south. And then, once their dreadnoughts ran into me, they decided to go north now. Yeah, I know the McDougal's sinking. The Parker is also going to have to get out of there. The Issei is not a particularly great design, if I'm recalling correctly. Yeah. It's actually slower than our dreadnoughts. No, actually, it's slightly faster. For some reason, I thought... these are the Kentuckys. Yes. They're not the fastest. I'm thinking of the new Californias that have a speed of 25 knots, if I'm recalling correctly. No, actually, yeah, they must have been going north. I mean, this is fine. Whatever. I think they did attempt to regroup. We found an AMC, which is fine, but that's not what I'm looking for. Actually, it's not an AMC. It is just a bog standard large merchant. We'll have the what are these? Sure, you can try, I guess. These are the Houstons. We'll have the Houstons take care of that as they go by. You guys don't actually need to be on manual targeting. Did you actually remember that? Because that's a stupid thing to remember, in my opinion. I'm gonna be honest. There is literally no reason to remember being on manual targeting between battles. The O'Brien is probably going to end up being sunk. I didn't expect them to turn back south, so I told it to go ahead and pick up survivors, because why not? Okay, you guys are struggling to catch up. I'm going to tell you to turn south so they can close the gap a little. And once you remember, please turn north. We haven't run into that other fleet that they supposedly had that was going west-southwest. It's possible that was a misreporting. Somebody thought they saw a large fleet. Turns out it was nothing. Okay, your front turret is jammed. That's always great for me because it's less guns being fired at me. O'Brien, you're gonna break off. You're going south. You've taken a little too much damage rescuing the survivors of the McDougal. No, we're not rescuing any more survivors. The Nevada took a hit to its superstructure. No, actually, it destroyed one of your turrets. But we destroyed one of theirs in kind, so it serves them right. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know which one actually happened first. All I know is they're missing a turret now and I'm missing a turret on one of mine. Luckily, I got more guns than you still. Each one of my guys got 12 guns. Oh, that one in the rear is struggling to keep up. I think it's going to get a nice torpedo at some point. Parker, are you still making smoke? You are. Wonderful. Well, not actually, really. You don't need to be doing that. Stop that. We're gonna give that one to the rear a nice frickin' torpedo as revenge. We're seeking the famous McDougal. Because obviously the McDougal is the most famous of our Jenkins classes, I believe these are, yeah, Jenkins. Don't know why the McDougal became famous, it just did. Oh, what happened to you? Oh, you jammed one of your turrets, that's fine, whatever. Parker, break off. You're getting a little too close, a little too fast. Kind of waiting for the other set of destroyers to be in formation to be able to move in. If possible, I'm going to have you try to get the Revenge. Well, the Revenge torpedo, rather. But I make no promises. You make smoke as well. You turn in, you turn in. Alwyn's reorganizing the damn formation. Benham, do you got a shot? You do. Take it. I missed. Benham, you're still in the lead. You got another shot? You do. Take it again. Out of curiosity, Benham, do you have a shot on the other one? You don't? Okay. I didn't think you did, but I figured I'd give you a chance. Alwyn's gonna break off here. Also, these guys are supposed to be part of the scout fleet. Well, they're a crappy scout fleet because they were in the south while the enemy fleet was in the north. So, great job at scouting, guys. You suck at it. Parker, I don't know which one sunk the McDougal, but you're firing another torpedo into this guy. Benham is sinking. Did your rudder get hit or something? Because I didn't tell you to break off. So, you shouldn't have been breaking off at all, but you did for some reason. You happen to have a no, you're not allowed to fire your torpedoes. That's fine. You'll live. Go to nice, leisurely 10 knots. I don't need you rupturing a bulkhead and sinking again. Well, not again, but, you know, like the other guys did. Parker, do you got a shot? Not quite. But I think you might be getting close. Still not quite. You got a low, but that ain't gonna hit. I can tell you that right now. You also have a low, and I can tell you again that ain't gonna hit. You break off. Parker, you move in. That has a chance of hitting. Depending on what they do, which now I don't think it's gonna hit. I don't know what the hell those torpedoes did, but they just went into the void. You guys, focus fire on that guy. Because the other one's sinking. I'm gonna have the Parker, or maybe the Bulk, one of the two, go over there and give it another torpedo. Go a little bit broadside so you can get more of your guns on target. A little more. There you go. And he's on fire. You break off. I imagine the Issei probably isn't really firing, is it? Well, no, because 3 of its guns are destroyed and 2 are jammed, or disabled, one of the 2. Because I do believe both of those things exist, if I'm recalling correctly. Might have a shot turn a little. Nah, you should have a shot. God, you guys just suck at getting multiple torpedo hits on a single target for some reason. I don't know why. You only ever seem to get 1 torpedo to actually make contact for some reason. There you go. See? Parker knows how to do it. Oh, and you turned around. Did you? No, you're dead in the water. That's fine too. Hey, the Lexingtons finally arrived. It only took them way too frickin' long. Again, guys that are going home, just go to nice, leisurely 10 knots. Don't need you guys breaking bulkheads. You actually do have torpedoes, so I need to be careful. Oh yeah, go ahead, pick up their survivors as well. We'll have to interrogate them for information. They have more ships, apparently. And I keep forgetting about our CVL. Also doesn't help that it has to go into the wind, so of course I'm gonna forget it. Okay, so I have no idea where their other fleets are. Yeah, they actually did in fact have that battle cruiser. I have no idea where it went. Did it go straight into port or something? Because I'm not seeing any icon for it. I think that is in fact what may have happened. It's a little hard to tell of who went where, but I think it may have gone straight to port, which is why we never saw it. Fine. Advanced superheater. Again, we need to do a better job of naval bombardment around Formosa, guys. Oh, and they actually are giving us battle here. Oh, and I got 2 of my armored cruisers. That's actually probably better. I'm assuming they just have cruisers. Watch them have a battle cruiser. Though if it's a Japanese battle cruiser, we can probably take care of it, if we're being honest. As we observed, their designs aren't the greatest. That's transports. That's cruisers. Well, we're gonna, I guess, sink these, or at least try to force them into port, one of the 2. I don't really care which. I just need to get them off my back so I can actually go after the objective. Though I think these guys are probably worth more points-wise than the objective, so yeah, either is probably fine. If we could just hit their magazine, that would save us a hell of a lot of time. Why is your Front turret not firing. It should have an arc. But for some reason, the Augusta's front turret is not shooting. And I don't know why. It's not showing as disabled. There's no reports of it getting hit. Just for some reason, the Augusta's front turret is not shooting. The Houston is. So it's just an issue with the Augusta for some reason. There's my timer. I'm going to go ahead and end this part here. I will see you all next time where we will finish this battle and maybe the war. Who knows? The Japanese are being kind of annoying with refusing to surrender. And it's a little too early to be able to drop an atomic bomb on them. Not that that exists in this game. So I will see you all next time where we conclude this battle that should not take very long to finish. But until then, goodbye and farewell.